Essentials of School Leadership Part 4. A continuum of leadership development. Leadership development is viewed in certain nations as a lifetime learning process connected to the continuum of school leadership. Throughout the many stages of their careers, leaders require both official and informal support systems, with a focus on help during pivotal career transitions. This assistance can be coordinated using a leadership framework that was created through a transparent, exacting, and impartial method. It should be offered during and appropriate for each of the 3 stages of a leader's career and should be a part of a wider, continuing, and coherent set of experiences for career-long personal growth and professional skill enhancement. Basic training. Choices must be taken on whether this training should be required or optional and whether it should be a requirement for the position of principal, as it is in several nations. Rewards may encourage participation from school administrators. Other strategies for luring qualified applicants include orientation programs and incorporating leadership development lessons into initial training. It is crucial to give robust induction programs to facilitate the development of fundamental leadership abilities if initial training cannot be offered. Supporting those on school leadership teams might be helpful as well. Networks, whether they be virtual or physical, are a useful and economical approach to offer informal growth and support. In-service training. When educational contexts are changing, in-service training is very important. These resources are also required for other leadership team members. Networks can also be employed at this point as a non-formal technique. Some systems mandate that school administrators complete a certain number of days or hours of professional development. In your setting, when does the greatest of skill growth occur in the career of a school leader? Ensuring the reliability and excellence of the provision. Many different organizations manage leadership training and development. Consistency between providers, proper knowledge, adaptability, and alignment with frameworks in the programs given must all be ensured. Universities provide this function in some nations while national school leadership institutions have been formed in others. Finding proper methods to assess the caliber of leadership development and systems to assess its effects is crucial. What criteria do you believe should be used to assess the effectiveness of leadership development programs? Various methods for developing leadership. Offering opportunities for leadership development cannot be done in a single approach. Training programs must have a proper balance of academic and practical knowledge as well as self-study and draw from research on effective leadership development. In order to include students in managing their own learning and to embed the growth of their knowledge and skills in practical situations, many nations employ group work, networks, coaching, and mentoring. Workplace education should supplement classroom instruction. The notion that there are a set of leadership characteristics that are broadly applicable across cultures as long as cultural values, behaviors, and context sensitivity are applied when they are employed is gaining acceptance, even though different sorts of talents are required for leading in specific circumstances. In your setting, how diverse is the range of methodologies employed in leadership development programs? Policy lever 4, making school leadership a desirable career. Over the next few years, a significant number of principals will retire, and few teachers and middle managers have indicated that they will seek out top leadership positions. Finding strategies to keep and develop current leaders is essential in order to encourage the emergence of new leaders in the future. Planning for leadership succession. The application pool for school leadership must be widened in order to increase both the number and caliber of future school leaders. talented persons cannot self-select into positions of leadership. Early career development of prospective leaders with high potential requires proactive tactics. Then, they must be assisted in taking part in leadership opportunities and encouraged to grow. How is talent identified and developed in your context? Professionalization of hiring practices. The effectiveness of school leadership can be strongly impacted by recruitment procedures. The development of systematic frameworks for hiring practices and eligibility requirements is vital for making the process as efficient, impartial, and transparent as feasible. The selection process must take into account a variety of factors, with a focus on seniority as well as talent, competence, and knowledge. A crucial question to ask yourself is if the variety of leadership responsibilities necessitates hiring both a pedagogical leader with experience in the classroom and a leader with skills in communication, financial administration, and human resource management. Consistent hiring practices are essential as well, and hiring committees require direction and instruction on how to evaluate candidates' expertise using a variety of tools and techniques. To what degree does your system have mechanisms in place to guarantee that the most brilliant individuals with the greatest potential are appointed? Increasing the appeal of school leader salary. Salary ranges can influence how appealing school leadership is. The pay for school leaders must be competitive with that of leaders in the private sector and similar positions in the public sector. Principals must get compensation that is much higher than that of teachers and other members of the school leadership teams due to the enormous rise in their workload and responsibilities. More flexible pay policies might encourage school administrators to choose to work in challenging or underserved environments. Salaries based on school-level criteria may enable supply and demand to be adjusted, ensuring that all schools have access to leaders of comparable caliber. They may also help to increase school leaders' motivation. When the systems are thought to be fair, performance-related salary structures can also increase motivation, but they can also work against efforts to foster more cooperative school environments. Additional motivation might come from rewarding people who participate in school leadership teams and have distributed leadership duties. How much does a principal make compared to other public servants in your area? Recognizing professional associations' contribution. The successful implementation of workforce reforms depends on school leaders' active participation in policy development and sense of ownership over the transformation. School leaders can influence workforce policy problems and help to shape the working environment by being active members of professional organizations. What possibilities do you have in your system for school leaders to contribute to policy creation and implementation? Providing flexible options for career development. By making it possible to use school leaders' knowledge and abilities for advisory, consultant, or coordination tasks, expanding career opportunities for school leaders can benefit the system, increase the motivation of serving school leaders, and make the profession more appealing to prospective candidates. Renewable contracts give you the chance to periodically evaluate, recognize, and reward high-performing principals while also giving them incentives to advance their knowledge and practice. Opportunities to work in a range of situations, leading a community of schools, and assisting others in their development while in school leadership positions are other approaches to increase the profession's adaptability and mobility. What possibilities do school principals now have in your system to advance their careers and expand their leadership practice? Subscribe to receive notifications about new content. Do not forget to like and share. ASUED Management Consultants. Leadership/sustainability practices/facilities.